Is the gold breakout signaling major stock market volatility risk coming this week? We'll get into it with our Sunday night video on Monday night because it is Labor Day. Officially in the US here is September 1st, 2025. If you guys like the video and the content, consider giving it a like. If there's a hype button, if they give it to me, hit that too. Also, come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Let's get into it this week. So gold market here, starting to see a big uptick here and close to the highs. We talked about this last, I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. We picked up on this and actually picked up a UGL in the trading room, which is going to do really well tomorrow with the open. We also have silver here making new multi-decade highs. I'm doing this video Monday night, and futures will open again in a few hours. We'll look at the breakout on silver. We've been looking for $40 for a while, and it's obviously there and exceeding that now. So very nice move for silver, and yeah, it's probably going to go challenge that high pretty soon. The difference is, this time here, you've got a nice base to work off of, right? So we had a big parabolic move last time in 2010, and I traded through this. But look at the size of this base here. So there's a lot more of a springboard here and a lot more of a better foundation for silver. So it may have some staying power this time around. But we got to talk about the stock market here. We talked about the GLD heavy call option activity, 319, 320, 4 times open interest on the volume. I believe it was Tuesday, like I said, and it converted, and that is going to be there for Wednesday too. Wednesday's GLD expiry. Gold, basically making new all-time highs here, very close to it. Nice breakout. Is that signaling some risk? Possibly. Look at ES here. It was up 10 points. NQ up 40. Russell up $1.10. So, basically flattish for the most part. Nothing really signaling anything crazy. But we did have the VIX here. Cash VIX up 5% today during, basically just futures trading. So we're seeing a little bit of a I don't want to say worry, but maybe jitters here. Now it is a holiday, so it's going to mess up a little bit of my platform, but I do have a cross all expiry look from last Friday, and right now it looks like 620 is a big level here. And again, we don't care about narratives. We don't care about the why. I don't care about the how. We can talk about we have jobs coming this week. Is it going to be a rate cut? Is the market going to start caring more about rate cuts and the Fed's not cutting fast enough? Or is the market going to start caring about, they're cutting too fast and there's inflation coming? I don't care. I just look at the levels and I say, okay, this is, has a high probability of playing out, right? Narrative follows price, right? We know that. So, we've been looking for this kind of topping process to play out here. And there's a lot of interest at 620. Again, this is as of Friday. So it's not perfect, but we are looking at that, and I think that can be a magnet here. That's really, that's barely like 4%. So this is really not even that deep wouldn't even be that deep of a cut. Obviously the market held up pretty well in the Labor Day, but as I've been saying over and over and over, 6,500 is, just don't see the market getting much through that really, to be honest. And you can even see we're kind of building up. I know it's such a retail pattern, but it's a rising wedge. It's there. Market's a little exhausted. It's definitely losing some. If I put my RSI on, definitely losing some momentum there. So that is something that we're watching here. Sometimes gold, maybe the VIX can lead, even though the futures don't always suggest it. In crypto land, again, we'll briefly touch on. I want to talk about Ethereum for sure. This is starting to dip here a little bit. Now notice how alts are down, Bitcoin flat to positive. So a little bit of a, if you want to call it that, like a little bit more defensive type stance in crypto space right now. Ethereum slipping here. At most, you want to see this at the worst. Bulls want to hold 4207 on a close. We'll just say 4200. I know it's different on various exchanges and platforms, but we'll just say this green bar low on a close because that keeps your bull inside bar. And if it doesn't, then that's problematic. I know everybody's talking about positioning in the futures market. I don't know how much the futures market affects Ethereum, but I do know that ETH does affect Ethereum for sure. Again, I don't have my usual platform here because of the holidays messing everything up, but I can at least show you the gamma here on UW For Friday, it's still, 35 is a bit of a cap. We didn't get to our target last week, which was 36. And if you're wondering, that would be about, I'll just put an hourly on here. That's 47.50, we'll call it. 47.20 maybe. It didn't quite get there. It did back off. It's still in positive gamma. Deltas are positive. It still looks fairly supportive, but, it could come down to 32, right? So that would bring you down. I mean, basically, that's where we're pretty much at that right now, aren't we? So, I mean, we are seeing a little bit of weakness here. We'll see how much open interest does convert. I didn't see anything negative in the dealer hedging. And we'll just have to see what happens here. I'm not convinced that the futures market has as much pull as the options market, specifically in Ethereum, but we'll find out here. Short term, though, a reclaim of 43.70. We can call it 60 if you want, 60 to 70. Would definitely squeeze us up here. But yeah, right now, you want that green bar low if you're a bull to hold on a closing basis. Right now with Bitcoin, again, it bounced off of the 110 handle. Not good to have that outside move, wide range candle, 1, 2, 3 inside. So it could be setting up for a little bit more downside. But again, right now, back above 110, can rally it here and get us a little bit of a squeeze. So we'll see what happens here. Crypto definitely a little bit softer. Again, is that kind of leading ES here? We'll see. Again, we noticed the VIX here getting an uptick. Obviously, gold. We picked up on this last week, and that was a really good call. And silver obviously moving here. We'll see if this amounts to anything. So right now, short term, I said this on Friday, 640 SPY. That was essentially your, put our lines back on here, but that was essentially your breakout, right? Broke out here, couldn't hold it, had a higher low, breakout, right? So if we don't hold that, we're going to make a lower low, which would be the first time in a long time, really since the whole move, if you want to count this as a lower low. And yeah, that would be a big level here. If we close below that, that would be problematic for bulls. If it doesn't do that, then it can keep going higher. But again, I don't think we're going much past 65, as you guys know. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens this week. A lot of catalysts. Jobs will be very interesting now that the market is trying to price in a Fed cut. We'll see what gold is saying to us. Anyways, you guys take care. I'll wrap it up here. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.